Hello, Rockford. I'm Zoe Hazelwood.
And I'm Lexi Hebner.
And welcome to this week's edition of Beyond the Rock School News.
Here at Rockford, we like to welcome many new teachers every year.
This year, one of them being Mrs. Huizenga. A Beyond the Rock reporter got to learn a little bit more about her.
Mrs. Huizenga
B2, which is 1.
is new to Rockford's very own math department this year.
Teach Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc.
BTR got the chance to ask what intrigued her to start her teaching career.
I've always loved math, and I've liked working with kids, and I like making math maybe a little bit more enjoyable for some students, and it's kind of like a puzzle, and I like how it works out that way. So,
Teaching is a big part of her day. However, she still finds time for some of her favorite things.
so I've got 2 pets, 2 cats, one named Moo and one named Toby. And then I also, outside of teaching, I coach softball, so I enjoy sports, so coaching softball as well as watching football and basketball, things like that. Back to these.
There has been many struggles this year regarding COVID-19 that have affected all teachers, including Mrs. Huizenga.
What's been challenging has been, obviously with COVID, just coming back and forth and just the uncertainty, I think, from day to day of knowing who's going to be here and who's not, and just reaching the kids that are at home. That's been a little tough.
At the end of the day, Mrs. Huizenga wants you to walk out of her classroom with one important thing.
I want students to walk out of the classroom with confidence that they're able to do math and that they're able to problem solve and reason.
If you see Mrs. Huizenga in the halls, give her a warm welcome and make sure to say hi. This has been Anna Alexander with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
I hope Mrs. Huizenga has a great first year here at Rockford.
Me too. Hey Zoe, did you hear about the guy that tried to break a world record?
No, I didn't. What record did he try to break?
He tried to do the most amount of pull-ups in a 24-hour period. Tegan Emerson has more information on this story.
So I was like, sitting on the couch feeling sorry for myself.
Like many of us during the pandemic, Don Blight found himself in a rut.
Gyms were canceled, and I had some races lined up for the summer, and I also had some other competitions that I was supposed to compete in, which were obviously canceled.
Blight had to find another way to work out, not only to keep his body healthy, but his mind too.
I ended up just starting to do pull-ups. So like 100 turned into 500, and then 500 turned into 1,000.
And he didn't stop there. Don decided to go for the world record in most pull-ups in 24 hours.
I decided to kind of marry the two worlds of physical fitness and mental health, and we put together a campaign to raise money for the West Michigan Mental Health Foundation, and then we decided we're going to attempt the Guinness World Record.
You got this!
With his support team cheering him on, Don did pull-up after pull-up, but 16 hours after he started, injuries forced him to stop.
On that 5,370th rep, my right bicep just couldn't take any more abuse and ended up tearing.
His hands also severely burned.
The biggest win out of the whole thing is we did end up raising $8,000 for mental health. And I could not be happier and more thankful for that.
Even though he didn't get the world record, Don was still a winner. This has been Tegan Emerson with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
Even though he didn't get to complete his challenge, it's awesome to see what someone can do when they put their mind to it.
Our last story today talks about local restaurants and how they have been affected by the mandatory shutdowns that COVID-19 has brought upon us.
In June, after months of closures, restaurants across Michigan were able to reopen.
I was excited to go back to work, but I was also a little bit nervous to go back because I knew we have new regulations in place and rules.
Those regulations include wearing a mask, wellness screenings, and a 50% seating capacity.
It's less shifts and less money, but with the 50% capacity, we are able to put the table 6 feet apart so people feel safe when they come in.
Keeping customers and employees safe is the main priority. With a rapid spike in COVID-19 cases, restaurants like Blue Water Grill were ordered to shut down once again for dine-in services. Being closed one more time was a shock to restaurant employees with all the extra work they were doing to keep their workplace open.
It's longer hours and less pay, so I was excited to go back and be busy, but I was also really nervous I wasn't going to be making enough money for all the work I was doing.
Making enough money to pay bills and fulfill financial needs is a worry many workers are developing. Thankfully, many restaurants are still able to offer to-go services. But still, hundreds of employees are waiting for the day restaurants can open to carry on with their jobs and lives. Until that day comes, this has been Hannah Butzer with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
It's sad to see some of these restaurants struggling to keep their doors open at this time.
Most definitely. We hope to see all the businesses continue to do their best during these tough times. Now for some last-minute announcements.
Seniors, your senior pictures are due by Friday, December 11th. Don't forget to turn them in. Email them to jfeely@rockfordschools.org.
That's all we have for this week's edition of Beyond the Rock School News.
Once again, I'm Lexi Hefner.
And I'm Zoe Hazelwood. Have a great weekend, Rockford.